Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the next episode on Sack to the Future. Tonight, it's a showcase game. Can the San Diego Chargers, who have been reeling these last 2 weeks, get off their doldrums, get off their schneid, whatever you want to call it, and get back to try and secure the AFC Western Division? Or will they drop a third straight? Coming to town is the Jacksonville Semi-Jags, members of the AFL Southern Division. At 3-10, the Chargers 11-2. Tobin Road, who was having an MVP type season, has slipped up the last couple weeks. Will he rebound? Joining us on the broadcast, color commentary, is Phantom Fighter.
Hello.
Who has rooting interest in this game, no doubt.
Yes, let's go Jags. They're only semi-Jags.
They're only semi-Jags. They're not real. They're not adult kittens yet, or adult cats yet. They're just kittens. Oh, they just showed the playoff picture, but I wasn't looking. So here we are in sunny San Diego. Don't believe what the screen says. At least next year it will say San Diego. Oh man, I had the Jaguars in the two-tone helmet. I forgot to change that. I hate those two-tone helmets. They're ugliest. Sin.
I got an error trying to watch the game.
Really?
Okay.
Well, I just sent the link to the chat.
Okay.
Trey.
Now it's on.
Okay, so later tonight, of course we've been advertising this all week, but sometimes when you're dealing with adult situations, adult schedules get changed due to kids. John M. is scheduled to join us later tonight and finally have the Bears and Lions. And then John will have the rest of his games to play over the course of the next couple days. And the Chargers will kick off. George Blair sends the ball into the air. And Al Colleen brings it out from the 10. He's up to the 30, up to 31 before being knocked down. And that is where the Jaguars will take over. Here's a look at their quarterback. 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Bob Nevin, 883 total yards. Nope. Okay. First and 10 from the 32. Nevin is under center. He's changing the play. Back to handoff to Willie Mays. And Willie Mays gets through for a couple before being taken down by Dwayne Allen. Look at the Jaguars' offensive line. Satchel Paige, Barry Blaustein, John Roseborough, Warren Spahn, and Harmon Killebrew up front. Willie Mays, Ernie Banks, the receivers Al Colleen, Bob Aspromonte, and James Murray. From the Impractical Jokers, Murr is the tight end. Bunch of baseball legends and Murr. Colleen changing the play. He's back to pass now, or Nevin, not Colleen. He throws it over the middle. Willie Mays and a first down. Diving grab. Picked up of 12 yards up to the Charger 45. First and 10 now. Oh, they're in the Jaguar 45. I misread the arrow. Hand off to Willie Mays. Got a bit of a hole. He gets through for 4. And he's brought down. Chargers defensive line is impressive. Big Cat, Ernie Ladd, Henry Schmidt, Earl Faison, and Bob Petrick up front. Linebackers, Chuck Allen, I called him Dwayne earlier, Emil Karras, and Paul McGuire. Gary Glick, George Blair, the safeties, Bud Whitehead, and Dick Harris are your corners. And I'm struggling with this live NFL. Willie Mays takes the handoff. He's going to be hit in the backfield and dropped by Bob Petrick. It's going to be a loss of about 3. It'll be 3rd down and 9 now from the 47. Nevin fakes the handoff. He's looking to throw. He drops back. Rolling out to his right. He's being chased. He fumbles. Chuck, don't call me. Dwayne Allen picks it up and rolls out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Bob Nevin was hit, and he just kind of let the ball fly or drop. Maybe he was attempting to throw a pass. I don't know, but Chuck Allen reestablishes himself in the field of play and recovers the ball. It was Earl Faison. Nope, that's definitely a fumble. Earl Faison on the hit. Bob Nevin not securing the ball. And it is 1st and 10. Tobin Rote hands it off to Paul Lowe. Paul Lowe breaks the tackle. He's going to get down to the 44. That'll be a gain of 7 yards. He had 78 yards last week as the Chargers had taken on the Oakland Raiders in a losing effort. No, actually the Chargers were on this. They were showcased last week. They played and defeated. Yeah. They defeated a semi-pro team, but I can't think of who. Rote hands it off to Lowe. Lowe's through for the first down and inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, they lost 2 straight, but then 1 last week.
Yeah, so they are off losing streak. So my whole intro was fake news. 1st and 10 as Rote is in the pistol formation. Back to pass.
But they are still just a half game above the Raiders.
Yep. Complete to Jerry Norton, and Norton is down to the 13-yard line. A 25-yard pickup from Rote to Norton. Debating whether or not turning the game on my phone. I'm at 63%. There's 3:08 to go in the 3rd. But my laptop keeps freezing. I'm on my second different live app too. Hulu wasn't working. It's all of a sudden told me I couldn't watch it. Spectrum is freezing. It's 1st and 10 at the 13. Rote back to pass. Steps up. He throws to the end zone. Touchdown to Robinson. And he spikes the ball right off of Jaguar's face, and no penalty is called. That was different. It will be 6 points awarded to Robinson. Let's see if they show on the replay the spike. Nope. As you can see, number 99 coming in. They keep cutting it right before he does. Yeah. Number 99 coming in. Robinson threw the ball right at his face. Show it, show it, show it. Ah. And George Blair will line up for the extra point. And the kick is up. And it's good. 7-0 Chargers early on. They are a 36-point favorite. We do not expect to have much in line for a game here in sunny San Diego. Taken by Killeen on the 5. Killeen to the 20. He is hit immediately after crossing the 20. And the Jaguars will take over at the 21. So not the way the Jaguars wanted to start. A fumble on their first possession. Bob Nevin could not hold on to the football. He's used to a baseball. As most of these Jaguars are. We didn't get to see the Jaguars defensive lineup, but the offense is about 8 baseball legends on lineup. There's a completion to... No, it's incomplete. James Murray could not hold on. The little ferret face dropped the ball. As he was immediately hit by Henry Schmidt. Well, that's what they call him. He says he's a sexy ferret, but I can't be the judge of that.
So good.
Well... He's better than being a sexy pinata. At 2nd down and 10, Nevin back to pass, hands it off to Willie Mays. He breaks the tackle, but he runs into Faison, and Faison drops him. All right, this is ridiculous. I can't watch a football game like that. I'll load up the Yahoo app. You know, I wonder, is it available on the Yahoo app? Is it available through Yahoo? Yahoo! Steve Irwin takes the pitch out, and he gets up for 22nd. Yeah, this all of a sudden I switched on the Yahoo app, and it's way far ahead of what I was just watching. I could plug my phone into my laptop to try and save some battery, but I'd have to get up out of my chair and go get that. Okay, whatever. It's all good. It's only 3-4 nights a week when there's NFL games on right now.
That's all.
I gotta get my laptop, needs some more memory. Flea Needles gets the punt off. straight deep down to the 10 where Keith Lincoln takes it. He's over the 20 to the 22-yard line. 23. Needles could not convince Lincoln to swipe the card. There's a look at the playoff picture. The Raiders and Broncos are your wild card teams at the moment. The Chiefs are a half game back. Their game has not counted yet. The Bills 2 games behind, or a game and a half actually. They look to play tomorrow night on this channel against the New York Jets. Both teams are 7-6. The winner will still be alive. The loser will have an uphill battle, especially considering the Bills lost to the Broncos. The Jets beat the Broncos, didn't they?
I don't remember. I think so.
Actually, no. I think that was your first victory was the Jets. If I remember correctly.
The Jets beat me. I just don't remember what team it was when they beat me. Maybe they beat me as the Patriots.
Meanwhile, Tobin Rote going deep. Lance Allworth was way behind the defender. They had a linebacker on him. Allworth catches the ball, and he's down to the 33-yard line. The Chargers already have a total of 93 yards in the game. They're still in the first quarter. Oh, this time Keith Lincoln is hitting the backfield, though. Nope, Paul Lowe. Paul Lowe is hitting the backfield. Going to lose 2 yards. Second down and 12. Did you watch the Packers game from last night? Against the Sack the Future game against Carolina?
No, I think I was on I heard it through. I think I was watching the game Tears was doing.
I hit a beautiful pass in the third quarter from Starr to Max McGee. I looked right at the beginning of the play. I noticed they were in press coverage and the safety was creeping up to blitz.
Okay, I heard you saying that.
Yeah, I just dropped back and just tapped the button to throw it deep, and McGee ran right under it and just kept going. Meanwhile, Rote hits Robinson for another touchdown. This one of 32 yards. And the Chargers, that's Rote's 20th passing TD of the season, if you want to believe these stats, which are always suspect.
I think the season ones are pretty good. It's just when they go to career that they're all jacked.
Not only that, but the game ones sometimes. I'll watch a guy make 5-6 tackles, and he'll make a tackle, say, first tackle. What do you mean, first tackle?
Yep. Yeah.
27 yard. Yeah. 27 yard
career are always jacked.
27-yard TD catch. Rote to Robinson. That's the second time they've hooked up today, and George Blair's extra point is good, and it's 14-0 Jacksonville. So now the question becomes, can they get the 36-point differential, and how soon can they do it? There's 1:36 to go in the first quarter.
I don't like this at all.
These mini Jags, these baby Jags, will be a semi-pro team until 1995, and at that point, not only in 95 would they become real, but they'll also become user-controlled, as Terrors 89 will abandon the Raiders in favor of the Jaguars.
Assuming we're still doing this.
Considering we're on a 2-year per year pace, 2-season per year pace, that would be in about 15, maybe about 16, 17 years.
Yeah.
I'll be in my 50s. Chairs be a little older. So take care of yourselves, boys. Eat healthy. Nevin coming out. He's had a horrendous start to this game. The Jaguars have 20 total yards and a turnover already. 6 rushing yards for Jaguars. Willie Mays. Nevin fakes the handoff. He's back to pass. He's going to step up and take off. Oh, he runs right into big number 76. That's Henry Schmidt, I believe. Yes, Henry Schmidt, and Nevin ends up gaining only a yard, so it's not a sack. And now my phone is buffering. I guess I'm just not meant to watch this game live. Second down and 9. Mays takes the handoff, and a pile of Chargers come blasting in. Mays picks up 3, though. It'll be third down and 6. Earl Faison gets the credit for the tackle. I don't know how they chose that. There was 3 or 4 Chargers there. It was a mountain of lightning bolt. Third down and 6, and the magnificent Maurice is checked in the game at slot receiver. When he goes in motion, he likes to stand still and move. He's fantastic. Nevin back to pass. He rolls out. He's gets away, takes off running. He's got the first down, and he's going to get into San Diego territory at the 48. Nice run by Bob Nevin, trying to make up for that earlier fumble. Pittsburgh trailing Cleveland 14-7 in the fourth, by the way. I don't know how much far behind live I am, but Nevin throws complete to James. No, James Murray cannot hold on. Oh, his hands must still be greased up from that Thunder Down Under punishment he had last season.
Yeah, so did you see the Browns miss a field goal or no?
Yeah, I saw that part.
Okay. Yep.
You know, Mason Rudolph is trying to lead the way. Have a Snickers. Why are we watching this? Second down and 10 now as Nevin tried to hit Murray, but Murray just came up short.
Yeah, the Browns had all these star players, but they're still the Browns. They still do stupid things.
Willie Mays gets up to the 40. Well, they beat the Bills, so I can't say much right now. Willie Mays gets down to the 39. You know, it's amazing. When I went through and did the names, James Murray was just one of 4 Impractical Joker names, and he's the only one left in this league. They will all be back for 64, though. But they'll be in Baltimore. Mays throwing down a tackler and gets down to the 30. Willie Mays starting to show his dominance. All of a sudden, Jacksonville's getting the momentum. First down and 10 at the 30. Nevin back to pass. He's running backwards. He's looking backwards. He's going to take off, run forward this time. Oh, Chuck Allen just comes up and blows him up. Second down and 3, though, but Jacksonville is now up to 52 yards rushing.
So the good news is I'm in the future in 64, taking a look at the rosters.
Yep.
And I'm on Albert Kimbrough, and he does not have a broken collarbone.
Well, good for him. He recovers. Maurice goes in motion. His feet are actually moving this time, but he's going so slow. Nevin back to pass. Nevin rolls. He throws. An incomplete. Magnificent Maurice does better, but he just stands still and floats across the field. Kind of like he was standing on a hoverboard. Oh, Mason Rudolph goes to the end zone, but the Steeler receiver cannot hold on. It's 4th down and 1. At least in my time it is. Phantoms in the future. He's a full year ahead of us. Maurice catches the ball and moves his feet, but does not go anywhere as he's got absolutely no speed whatsoever. But James Murray wasn't catching the ball, so Maurice came in. And sometimes certain semi-pro ratings just make you think usually the kicker from Miami, the punter from Atlanta. No, the punter from Miami, the kicker in Atlanta. And Magnificent Maurice.
He was
I don't know what.
Quicksand.
Here, okay, the Jaguars line up for a 39-yard field goal.
They gotta throw it to that guy more often.
The kick is up, it's long, and it is good. So Shaq hits the 39-yard field goal. I wonder what his first name is. Shaq. He's showing the
Glove Shack,
Sunday.
maybe?
I don't know.
I think I remember one of those.
Yeah. Sometimes like that last night when I was playing against Carolina and We Be Friends kept sacking me. I was like,
yeah.
I must have been really tired when I needed that name. I mean, sometimes I successfully have gotten all 3 of you to say sexy pinata.
Yeah.
And you attempted to say fill my mouth with farts. You skipped a few syllables, but...
Right, yeah.
The funny part is I found a website that lists all the Impractical Jokers name game. So, here, the Baltimore Ravens are full of those names.
He has 2 receptions and 2 touchdowns. Nice.
Paul Lowe takes off. Who's that?
Robinson, I think it was.
Oh, yeah. Well, what do we got? Can my brother get an invite? I send invites. If you're listening, Tears, I send invites. Okay, so now Rote back to pass. Second down and 3. He finds Lance Allworth. Oh, what tricky footwork. The ref says no. They say he was out of bounds. I don't know how Bambi doesn't get his feet down because.
Did you send him to all profiles?
Yes, all 16 profiles.
Oh, okay.
Third down and 3 now. The Chargers not going to challenge. They're just going to go with it. Paul Lowe takes the head off, and that's why he gets the first down. Picks up 4. So, first and 10 now. The Chargers leading 14-3 in the second quarter. And
hello.
Welcome to the party, Chairs. How are you doing?
I am well. You did give me an invite, obviously, just not to the one I was on, so I just switched channels.
Oh, I thought I sent invites to all 4. Oh, well.
It's all right.
First and 10 now for Tobin Rotes. He's in the shotgun with 4:44 to go at the 44-yard line. Rote back to pass. He throws it. It's caught by Dave Kosarek. Kosarek's going to get the 49. I learned a little more about him. He passed away, I believe, in 2009 from dementia. Dave Kosarek.
Huh.
Yeah.
Another old-time football player.
Dealing with brain injuries, yes. Actually, let me get the date right because I don't want to sully the guy's name. Let me look him up. I found somebody had a picture of him on Facebook, and the comments have given me the information about him. Dave Kosarek, I think it is actually pronounced. April 24th, 2013. So see, he had 4 more years than I thought. Paul Lowe gets through, gets a first down. Kosarek also played for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and he ended his career in 66 with the Dolphins, 67 and 68 with the Raiders, so you both will get a chance to have him on your team. He died in Marco Island, Florida, after suffering from progressive dementia. His brain has been donated to Boston University Center for Traumatic Encephalopathy, CTE, for further examination. Yeah. Tobin Rote back to pass on first and 10. He throws a weird-looking pass, kind of underarm hand. I don't know, that was weird looking. So anyway, more on Kosarek. He played 115 NFL and AFL games, actually all in the AFL. 249 career receptions, 4,090 yards, and 24 touchdowns. So may you rest in peace, Mr. Kosarek. Rote back to pass. He's going to throw on the run. It's caught by Robinson. Robinson free down to the 27-yard line. Robinson's having himself an amazing game so far. That's his 3rd reception, but the first one that did not end in 6 points. And he also got away with slamming a ball at the top of a Jaguar's face without getting a penalty called. First and 10 now. Rote in the shotgun. He hands it off to Keith Lincoln. Lincoln, who passed away earlier this year, picks up 9 yards. Dick Scott on the tackle. Still have not seen the Jaguars' starting defense or Chargers' offense, but take my word for it. That's who they are. Second down and 1 at the 18-yard line. 2:45 to go before the half. Rote hands off to Lowe. Lowe's got the first down, and he stiff arms a man. Does bring him down, but not until he gets another 3 or 4 yards on top of it. First down and 10 at the 13. Rote back to pass. Stands in the pocket, throws, almost intercepted. Number 30 did not have the hands that he needed. The Browns punting to the Steelers. Meanwhile, even though the Browns
14-14?
14-7.
14-7. Even better.
Kosarek catches the pass. He's down to the 6. Even though the Browns beat the Bills last week, I am rooting for the Browns because you're mid-November, you start rooting based on playoff interests. And although the Bills are ahead of both teams, the Steelers are closer to them. Keep jumbling up the teams behind them. Of course, it could backfire.
Who are you rooting for in that division?
In the division itself, I don't really care who wins it. Baltimore looks like they're going to win it easily, but as far as the games go, the teams that are behind Buffalo in the wild cards, I'd like them to lose more than they win. So the Browns, go Browns tonight. They have a worse record than the Steelers. Throws a sidearm. Yeah, they have. So, I mean, it could backfire if the Browns win enough games and end up, because they own a tiebreaker. But right now, they're 3 games behind the Bills.
Okay.
The Steelers are 2. And the Steelers currently are in the playoffs, so. Mini Minoso on that tackle. Yeah, they are currently the 6th seed. Paul Lowe takes the handoff. He's down to the 2.
Who's the 6th seed?
The Steelers. If the playoffs began today, New England has home field. Baltimore has the other bye. Houston's the 3 seed, Kansas City the 4, Buffalo the 5, and Pittsburgh the 6. Lowe throws the ball through the uprights. It does not count for 3, although the coach is raising his hands like that, but no, that's not how it works. 3rd down and goal from the 2. Meanwhile, down on the bottom, you see the Raiders have taken a 20-0 lead on the Saints. The New Orleans semi-Saints, or Aints. They ain't yet the Saints. Lowe takes the handoff. No gain, and the Jaguars call timeout. It is 4th and goal, and George Blair will come on to attempt a field goal after the timeout. This will be from 18 yards away for George Blair. There's the snap, the kick is up, and it's good. And after I asked if the Chargers would get the 36-point differential that they are predicted to get, they slowed right down. It's now 17-3. Blair to kick it off. 1:10 to go before half. Back deep to return the kick in the end zone is Austin. Austin, number 16. I'm assuming his first name is Steve. Says he's staying in the end zone because he said so.
Man, so I got to the Giants and they have like 30 people in their secondary, but I realized 5 of them are
lowercase
names.
names.
Lowercase names, yeah. I was like, the 49ers had a total of 5 people in their secondary.
7 back to pass. He throws it. It's caught by Bob Aspromonte, and Aspromonte is going to pick up 9 yards. It'll be 2nd and 1. The Jaguars go into a no-huddle offense. Willie Mays taking his time to get into the lineup, though, and Nevin's back to pass. He throws it to nobody in particular. It'll be 3rd down. If this were 1995, this game would be me versus Terrors. But it's not. It's 63.
So it's, Chargers, Jaguars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, after the year 99. 95 and 99 beyond, it would be you versus me. Willie Mays with a tough run. The Jaguars are going to call timeout. He picks up the 1st down up at the 44. Of course, I won't have names like Willie Mays, or you won't have names like Willie Mays and Aspromonte and all that.
Yes.
Nevin back to pass. He throws it low. Willie Mays is not that short. 2nd down and 10. Actually, I don't think Mays was short at all.
I'm on the Browns, by the way. I know you're editing, so just warning you.
Oh, the pass is tipped up in the air, and it goes 30 yards through the air after being knocked away. The ball flew out of there like a rocket, almost like they were playing against Terrors. The 49ers against Terrors. 3rd down and 10.
I've already rated the Browns. So.
Okay.
When I finish this game, I'm going to get on and finish the Vikings. Nevin back to pass. He throws it. Almost intercepted. The ball kind of floated out there, and number 43, Gary Glick, came charging in, but the defender and the receiver ran into each other, and it's 4th down and 10. Something happened. The Steelers are, mostly in the punt.
At least the Giants still have some secondary guys that can play. But they went down quite a bit.
Good.
Erich Barnes
and
is
the
still
Cowboys
there.
At the same time went up quite a bit on defense.
Good.
Needles
Cowboys
gets
are
the
rated,
punt
by
away.
the way, if you want to check it out.
Cool.
The punt goes out of bounds at the 11 with 31 seconds to go before the half. The Chargers take over 1st and 10. I would assume they're going to run the clock out to get in the half with the lead. Rote hands it off to Paul Lowe. Paul Lowe picks up 3. And 196 total yards for the Chargers in the first half, 52 on the ground. And on 2nd and 7, the Chargers are going to line up like they're going to go for it, but with 3 seconds left, 2, 1, oh, they do get the playoff. Rote hands it off to Lowe. Lowe breaks free for the first down, and that's where the half will end. San Diego 17, Jacksonville 3. Hope you enjoyed the first half. Stay tuned for the second half of action. And to kick off the second half now, the Shack will kick it away to San Diego. From the 8, Keith Lincoln brings it out. He's up to 30. He's dragging a couple Jaguars up to the 31-yard line. Meanwhile, the Raiders are now out 27-0 on the Saints. First down and 10 now for Rote. He fakes the handoff. Back in, looking to throw. Throws it deep. It's caught by Norton down to the 23-yard line. 46 yards from Tobin Rote to Don Norton. What a beautiful pass. Rote on a dime. They called him Tobin Dimes. Well, maybe not. Norton has 2 receptions, 71 yards on the day. David Cohn made that tackle. Jerry McDougal goes in motion. Rote back to pass. Throws it to Kosorek. Kosorek makes the catch, and he picks up 5.
So I take it the Chargers are winning?
They are up 17-3. 7 minutes to go in the third. Long way to go yet. Chiefs, meanwhile, lead the Dolphins 10-7. Rote back to pass. Throws it. Oh! Overthrows his man. It'll be 3rd down. Still to come on the John M. channel, the Steelers versus the Houston Texans. Detroit Lions versus Chicago Bears should be tonight. The New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday Night Football. Rote back to pass. Fires to the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown to guess who? Robinson.
My gosh.
Dick Scott was on the coverage. Robinson had his feet in the end zone. Tiptoe catch. Swings the ball back across the plane. Here's a look at the pylon cam. We got a good view of the guy's crotch as he takes us out, and they're going to review it. I don't think there's anything to overturn this. And the play stands. It's 23-3, and George Blair will kick the extra point. Kick is up. It's on the way. It's good. 24-3 Chargers now in the third. They're up by 21. They need 15 more to make Las Vegas happy. Austin brings the ball out. He sidesteps one man and gets up to the 23-yard line. 45-yard return for Steve Austin. I think he's on 2-3 different semi-pro teams right now.
I would sigh too, Phantom. I would sigh too.
The Raiders need this game more than anything. The Broncos are technically still alive for the division because they beat the Chargers. But if the Chargers win this game, the division hopes are gone. For the Broncos, anyway. Nevin back to pass. He scrambles to the right. He throws on the run. James Murray holds. No, incomplete. Ferret Face cannot catch the ball. I guess Ferret Face is Frank Burns. Murray is more like just a ferret. Breaking news, John M. will be home in 15 minutes. The Lions-Bears game pending after probably a afternoon or evening constitutional. If he's anything like he usually is. 3rd down and 8.
I hope to be on so I can ask him about his evening constitution.
Down an 8 for the Jaguars. Al Colleen is spotlighted out to the left. He had the kick return. Oh, and we got early movement from one of the linemen. Looks like Satchel Paige and moved early.
Oh yeah, by the way, once I get through rating all the teams, I still have to go back and properly rate the kick return. I always do that last.
Okay.
So,
is that because you forget about it, or?
Because it's so far away from the other ratings, so I just say, screw it, I'll just go and do all the returns at once.
Okay. Paul McGuire breaking up that pass brings up a 4th down and 13. That pass was intended for Al Colleen. Paul McGuire was there on coverage.
By the way, Satchel Paige as an offensive lineman was a horrible wasting.
Yeah, that was one of those. The name came up. I wasn't paying attention to who I was naming. Sometimes I tried to make sure some of the star names were in the backfield, but I obviously wasn't paying attention there. In 64, the Jaguars will be made up of pro wrestlers, so these baseball players will be gone. Needles gets the punt away. It was taken by Keith Lincoln at the 30. He breaks. Oh, he just gets tripped up to the 36. Browns have a 4th down. Will have to punt back to Pittsburgh. They're ahead, but they're just not. You know, the Steelers are hanging around. 1st down and 10. Rote hands it off to Paul Lowe. Lowe is thrown to the ground. He's got 53 yards on 13 carries. Second down and 8 now for the Chargers. Rote back to pass. Swings out into the flat to Paul Lowe. Makes the man miss. He's going to get the 1st down. 3,000 yards for Tobin Rote. I don't know if there's any AFL quarterbacks ahead of that. That is an impressive season in 63. Oh, I don't know why I'm watching a full highlight replay from 35 different angles. Rote hands it off for Lowe. Lowe with a bit of a hole. He's going to get into Jaguar territory down to the 48. A 5-yard gain. 2nd down and 5. Oh, we have an interception by the Browns. Down to the 4-yard line, Mason Rudolph for the tackle. Meanwhile, Rote with a high snap. He jumps in the air. Keith Lincoln gets it, gets the 1st down. The Browns should be able to put this game away now. Steelers can't move. Steelers can't move. They get a 2nd touchdown lead. Oh, and Rote's going to get sacked. Tobin Rote turns around and Minnie Minoso is right there to bring him down. It'll be a 10-yard loss. 2nd down and 20. Back into their own territory on their side of the 50. Rote back to pass. Throws it to the flat. Lance Allworth catches it, but there's a flag down. We have an illegal touching. Allworth was out of bounds. That's Lance Allworth-like. Earlier he caught a pass that was called out, and this time he's standing out of bounds and he catches a pass. I don't understand how this could be an illegal touching on a wide receiver, though, unless he stayed out of bounds the whole time. Because you think about it, if you catch the ball and come down out of bounds, it's not illegal touching. He must have been out of bounds for more than just a second or so. Paul McGuire will punt. I know how if you go out of bounds and come back in and first, I get that, but maybe that's what happened. It was hard to see from that camera angle. But on the same token, if they call that, why don't they call it illegal touching when you catch the ball and come down out of bounds? Must be because you were inbounds when you, I don't know.
Inbounds when you caught it.
Or when you attempted to catch it.
Yeah. Well, you caught it, just not inbounds.
Right. That must be because that must be the difference. You were inbounds and you attempted to make the catch. Allworth must have been out of bounds when he attempted.
I wonder if I'll have a picture of Jim Brown.
You might get James Brown. A couple of them too.
Hey, what do you know? I found one, guys. I'll be able to dress him properly.
Willie Mays is put down on his head. He is turned upside down by number 56, Emil Karras, and lands on the top of his head, but he stays in the game. He's a tough one.
I know that right now there's no rhyme or reason to me dressing, so whatever thing I get on, I just do the routine. So.
Okay, as long as you let me know, or you update the spreadsheet one way or the other.
I actually have the sheet. I actually have the spreadsheet up right underneath my picture of Jim Brown, which I've never ever seen before.
Needles, you have that spreadsheet up. Can you put on there that the teams are fully rated through the Detroit Lions?
That column there says a bunch of
Cowboys to done.
Yeah, I did Cowboys through Lions today.
Right.
Paul Lowe featured as the Chargers come out 1st and 10. The Browns are lining up for their extra point.
Cowboys are done. The Philadelphia fucking Eagles are done. Falcons are done.
Oh, Lowe outrunning some guys, but then he spins right back into the rush, and he only picks up 4 yards.
Lions are done. Jaguars done.
Roberto Clemente on the tackle.
Jets are done.
2nd down and 6. 295 total yards to 91 in the game so far. The rushing yards are much closer, 78-68. Rope back to pass on 2nd down. He throws, it's caught on the run to Don Norton. Norton's down to the 39-yard line.
Okay. Jim Brown does not have hand warmers. Does not have nose tape.
Low barrels ahead down to the 32, and we are under 20 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Minnie Minoso on another tackle.
Gonna give him almost Christian Okoye-like shoulder pads.
You can get them really big in Madden 20.
I'm not trying to get silly.
Yeah.
And Jim Brown does have, we'll do the team color. You know what, with the team colors, does it change if based on home and away?
I don't know. But make sure you change the temperature too. So it's 2nd down and 3 as we begin the 4th quarter. The Chargers leading 24-3. Rotes under center. He hands it off to Lowe. Lowe to the outside. Oh, he's tripped up. He is tripped up before he could cross the 1st down. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Willie McCovey on the tackle. McCovey came out of the cove to make the tackle. All these baseball players headed down to Jacksonville for the ball. Low spin move. And he's going to get down to the 22-yard line. He's got 79 yards now. The Chargers are 23rd in total offense. Today, however, 401 total yards. Grant Fuhr makes the tackle. He ain't a baseball player.
Hey, what's that hockey player playing baseball?
Paul Lowe. Lowe is running out of steam. He is slowed right down. He picks up 5 on that, but he definitely looks like he needs a breather. Minoso only has 2 tackles, even though he's tackled like 5 different guys. They're only credited him with 2 tackles.
I was just wishing that you could dress them in, all the cleats up to like the mid-70s were just all black, basically.
Oh,
black leather. So it looks silly to have Jim Brown in white Nikes from 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I use Pintos sometimes.
It's white with a square stripe instead.
Yeah. So you can when you're setting up their uniforms, I think you can choose the shoes to be black.
Yeah.
How?
Well, when you do the uniform selection, when you instead of just picking the uniform, you scroll all the way down.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
So George Blair lines up.
Does it for everyone though?
Oh, John, it's a fake. Well, that's weird. The Chargers lined up for what would be a 30-yard field goal. They decided to fake it. Haddle stands up and runs straight ahead into the Jaguar defense, and the Jaguars would take. That was a really weird fake call, especially leading 24-3. Not only was it weird, but Haddle runs to the left, Blair to the right, and Frank Robinson is able to make the tackle.
John Brown.
John Brown.
Yep. He is a backup tackle, I'm guessing. Also from Syracuse.
First down and 10 for the Jaguars. 5:21 to go before this game will be over. And the Browns, he dropped an interception. Nevin throws it's incomplete, huh?
Oh, no, my stupid browser gave me some kind of dumb message.
Second down and 10 now for the Jaguars from their own 18-yard line. They have been perfectly even at 15 rushes, 15 passes, but 3 points. Nevin fakes the handoff. Scrambling out to his right. He throws on the run and overthrows the intended receiver. Nevin is 5 for 16, 23 yards. And the fumble. Third down and 10. The Broncos currently leading the Buccaneers 14-7. Raiders over the Saints 27-0. High snap given to Steve Irwin. Irwin's ahead up to the 22. Kansas City leads Miami 24-7 in the fourth quarter.
None of that is good news. Well, except the Raiders.
Fourth down and 6, and the Jaguars are going to go for it. Nevin in the shotgun by himself. He's back to pass. He's looking. He's going to step up and throw on the run to not even a Jaguar anywhere in sight. He threw the Charger sideline. Threw the ball away on fourth down. The Chargers take over at the 22-yard line. So after that fake field goal, they really don't suffer.
Another interception.
Who?
Yep, Browns. I've seen it now. Paul Lowe ahead. He's going to get 9. And Mason Rudolph is... I don't know if you remember or not, but when Rudolph was injured, they had this other quarterback play. And all I remember as far as name goes is his nickname was Duck. Maybe they might want to go to him at this point.
Yeah.
He's still young. He hardly played.
Yeah, Duck started one game and the Steelers won easily.
Well,
Roll low. San Diego? Or San Diego? The Chargers?
Mm-hmm.
My phone's at 46%, so I should be able to get to the end of the game. Too lazy to go get my charger. Well, as I'm watching the Chargers. Where are we? It is first down and goal at the 7. We stepped away mentally for a couple plays. Rote under center. He's got I formation behind him, and he's going to give it to the second man through. That's Paul Lowe. Paul Lowe sidesteps one tackle, gets down to the 2-yard line. He's got 103 yards on the day. It looks like he has recovered from that last drive. He's running with a full head of steam again. We have a priority alert down on the bottom. The Atlanta Falcons have scored, so they've made the game closer now. San Francisco 42, Atlanta 12. Keith Lincoln's hit in the backfield and dropped. He's going to lose about 3 yards, 4 yards, third and goal from the 6. The Raiders are going up on the Saints 34-0. And we got another priority alert coming in. The 49ers have scored 48-12. What did you get, a kick return right after that Falcons scored?
I don't remember. I think it might have been when they
another party
went all out, like 11 guys in the box or something.
The Saints have scored. The Raiders now, I think the time is being condensed on those games. Because the Raiders had scored, there was 6-something left, and now it's 4-something left, and the Saints have scored, it's 34-7. Oh, meanwhile, touchdown Chargers. Keith Lincoln into the end zone on a swing pass. It's 30-3 as George Blair will kick the extra point. And the kick is good.
Really?
And it's now 31-3 Chargers. Yes, really.
They're making me do a practice with the Bears that I've never done before.
First and 10.
Sure John plays the Lions differently than he plays everyone else. But I never had to practice this one.
So Tobin Rote, who in 1963 is 35 years old, played for the following teams. Green Bay Packers from 50 to 56, Detroit from 57 to 59, Toronto Argonauts 60 to 62, San Diego Chargers 63 to 64, took a year off, then finished his career with the Denver Broncos in 66. He passed away on June 27, 2000. In Saginaw, Michigan. He is from San Antonio, Texas. He's a two-time Pro Bowler. He's a member of the Green Bay Packer Hall of Fame. Won the NFL championship with Detroit in 57 as Bobby Lane's backup. Oh, there's an injury, a Charger on the field. It is Dick Harris from the secondary. He's holding his wrist. Wrote also a two-time NFL passing leader in 56, two-time NFL touchdown leader in 55 and 56. He led the league in rating in 52, AFL champion 63, so he won an NFL title and an AFL title, and was voted AFL's most valuable player in 1963. Bob Nevin back to throw. He throws it. James Murray finally catches a pass. He's up to the 45. And since we went over Tobin Rote, let's look at Bob Nevin. Bob Nevin. Oh, he's not a football player. Bob Nevin's a hockey player, and he's still alive. Born March 18th, 1938, he was an ice hockey player right wing in the NHL from 57 to 76. He played for the following teams: the Western Dukes in 53, Toronto Marlboros from 54 to 57, the Rochester Americans, well, now I'm a fan of his, in 57, Toronto Marlboros again in 57, back to the Toronto, called up to finally to the NHL, the Toronto Maple Leafs in 58. He only lasted a season there before heading back down to the Chicoutimi Sequininis of the QHL or something. I'm sorry if I destroyed that name. Then back to the Americans from 58 to 60. Nevin back to pass. Throws it out of bounds. Toronto Maple Leafs from 60 to 64. New York Rangers in 63. Where he would stay until 71. He joined the Minnesota North Stars until 73. The LA Kings until 76. And the Edmonton Oilers to finish his career in 77. Willie Mays takes the handoff. Let's see. He was right wing. Although when he was with the Oilers, they weren't an NHL team, they were in the WHA. In 2009, Nevin was ranked number 51 all-time in the all-time New York Rangers in the book of 100 Ranger Greats. He played in 1,128 career NHL games, recording 307 goals, 419 assists for 726 points. He was the first NHL player to wear contact lenses. Nevins lost his lens and the play was stopped so they could find it. So there's a little insight on the Jaguars quarterback. Mays is hit and fumbled, and the Chargers recover. Bob Petrick on the recovery. Rote gives to Lowe. Lowe's going to be tackled in the backfield. We're down to a minute left in the game. That on the tackle is Roberto Clemente. Now, unfortunately, with the well, not unfortunately, but with the new guidelines I'm using for Easter egg names of Bob Nevin, probably would not make the team, as I'm going to use recognizable names from the 60s. If they're recognizable to me in hockey, there's very few. I apologize to hockey fans, but if you're a diehard hockey fan from the 60s, why are you watching us?
So did you guys see the stat they put up a couple minutes ago with Jim Brown versus Nick Chubb?
No, I didn't. That's an odd combination.
It's the Browns in history that had reached 1,000 yards in the first 10 games of the season.
Oh, yeah.
So 10 games into the season, they already had 1,000 yards. All-time Browns to do it. It's been done 8 times this year by Nick Chubb. The other 7 times were Jim Brown.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I can understand that. Yeah, that is. Well, you know where Nick Chubb is from, don't you? University of Georgia. That is the end of the game, the showcase of the Sack to the Future Immortals. The San Diego Chargers defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars 31-3. As we're looking at the highlights, it was the Jerry Robinson show, as he had 3 touchdowns. Spiked the ball off the helmet of a Jaguar. And Tobin Rote threw for over 300 yards, passed 3,000 for the season. Actually, 242 yards passing. I guessed on the 300. They had 2 takeaways, and that's how you win, folks. The Chargers gets it 12-2. Thanks for joining us on Sack to the Future. Until next time, I'm Vinny Vincent for Phantom Fighter and Tears 89. God bless America.